Yes, now, bless now, people. Don't forget to rest now. Des, Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV, signing in. Future Me Hates Me is the title track and track number 2 of the album, Future Me Hates Me. We're going through the whole record tonight. We've got plenty of music videos. I don't really want to be commenting on the music videos as much as the music, so I'll try to keep that at a, I'll try and minimize that a little bit. But with that being said, I'm probably blocking up half of the music video for you anyway, so don't you worry about it. Nothing to be concerned about. We want to hear the music. We've just listened to Great No One, which was a good tune. Hold on, let's have a look at the band now.
I can't do it. You can. We've got this. We've got this.
I wonder where the name the Beths came from. They must have. Where did the investment come from for these music videos? Even when you make simple music videos, some people can really budget, but when it comes to actual productions like this, it costs a couple of quid, and to have an album full of them, I assume. I don't know. I'm fascinated by music coming in and out of projects like this. Because essentially who pays for it owns it, you know. So there's actually legalities in behind the ownership of the product, which screws a lot of artists over because they don't take that into consideration, you know. But unfortunately, it's the door you have to walk through to be promoted to the masses. Oh! Love that chord progression and the twinkling guitar. I want to give some rates to the drummer. Drummer looks like, yeah, that drummer's got to be a drum teacher. He's got the drum teacher aesthetic to him. He makes a couple of quid on the side teaching people how to play the drums. He's got. I'm gonna Google search this. Hold on. I couldn't find much information, but I gotta put some respect on this guy. Smart shirt on, freshly shaved head, smart beard. He looks the part. I like this guy. I like his aesthetic, man. What the hell is that? Come on up. My question is, I mean, I've not bought merchandise in a long time. I'm a complete knobhead, right? I don't support bands whatsoever. What I do is I find bootleggers, me, and I pay like, I don't even know that, like the last merchandise I bought, I'll buy a bunch at a time. I'll buy like bootlegged metal and punk rock shirts. I don't buy them from the source because it's a rip, man. I've only got so much money. I can't be asked. I'll be a walking billboard for them. That's good enough for me. I support the bands, man. Would you pay? All due respect to the Beths, right? Put some respect on them. But, well, do you know what? I'm being judgmental as well because they're like cream and white shirts and I'd ruin them straight away. I'd spill something on them straight away. I would ruin them straight away. Cold tea, £27.91 plus additional fees. Doesn't even include the postage and packaging. For a white t-shirt with a box design on it. Do you know when you go to a local show with local bands and you can probably cop a shirt for what? No more than 15 quid, and even then, I remember back when I've been in bands. We sell shirts for cheap, which probably isn't good business acumen, don't get me wrong. If people buy them for that much, they buy them for that much, but There's so many different ways to make money as an artist. They just don't teach you about it. So I guess if they want to sell shirts that much, why not? Because they're making money through streams and royalties and publishing and also all these different bits and bobs. Sorry, I digress, but this is fantastic to talk about because I like bands. I like bands. I don't like, you know, industry fodder. This is a band that play guitars, play the drums, write hooks, write music, have fun, have an image, and they sell merchandise. And this is something I've never lost touch with. I'm not necessarily participating in acts as much as I once did, but I'm thinking of sticking my toe back in there and starting another band. So this stuff is fascinating to me, you know? Anyway, let's keep moving. I'll tell you something as well, right? A great component to a band like this is success, and the music is great, so I'm not being silly here. I'm not being silly saying this, yeah. I know you're not supposed to say these sort of things, but it's nice having a presentable young lady fronting a band because it markets to the women. Because the women think, fucking hell, in such a male-dominated environment, it's nice to have some representation up there, right? Most definitely. Why the heck not? And then, you know, men probably have a nice experience seeing something nice to look at instead of a sweaty, grumpy man fronting a band for a change, you know? You know where I'm coming from. So it markets to both sides. When it comes to pop songwriting, supposedly you need to elevate the woman's. But so when you listen to the radio and stuff, it's very rare you will hear a man speaking from a man putting a woman down. It'll be the vice versa. The man will be saying, "Oh, I miss you so much. I love you so much. You left me behind." There's always a pedestalization of the woman because that is pop music rule. And I don't necessarily know the ins and outs of the psychology behind that marketing, but it is the truth. It is how these songs by songwriters are written in the upper echelons of pop music, writing hits. Because supposedly the women buy the products like it's a business ploy. And the men like what the women like. Because why not? I'd rather turn up to an event full of women than an event full of dudes. Well, I say that. I'm into hardcore punk music, and there's like one woman for every 100 meatheads in the room. So I guess it's all up for interpretation. But I love the idea of the music market and the music scenes and the music communities and, you know, the artistry that exists above and beyond the actual music. I digress and I ramble. I'm sorry, people, but you know it's good artistry when it gets you talking, you know? Gives you food for thought. I can't do that whole singing and riffing thing. I'm not very coordinated like that. I love this pre-chorus. Da 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 da. I love this sound, man. I love this sound. I love 4-piece pop rock bands, man. That just write good song. I love this sound.
Future cold shakes from stupid mistakes. Future me hates me for future heartbreaks. Future mistakes. Side I know second line of future cold shakes from stupid mistakes. Future me hates me for future heartbreaks.
Wow. This band's sick. This band is sick, man. We're only 2 tracks in. With that being said, I like the sound of this. I did prefer the hook on Great No One better though. The chorus section on that was a little more lifted, a little more elevated, a little more boom. Bit more of a dynamic process to that. But I really like the pre-chorus. People don't tend to rate the pre-chorus, but I like the pre-chorus section, like the, what would you call it? 8 bars prior to the chorus section on this. I like the modulation and the change of the chords and whatnot. Anyway, Uptown Girl coming up next, yeah? I will see that. I'm actually going to go put the kettle on. I'll be with you in a moment. Peace.